Hello again, whiskey friends. Thanks for joining everybody for another Whiskey Wednesday. And here we are, just a few weeks after the launch of the Bardstown, and we're going to be talking about another single barrel pick, this time Old Dominic, and we're going to have quite a bit to say when we kick off the show. And then after we go through the Old Dominic and the tasting notes and we get our collective thoughts on that, we were sent an amazingly generous sample pack by our good friend Doug. Also have a Glen that we'll be talking about that was within that sample pack. And we are going to go through 3 bourbons and I guess Canadian whiskeys that we have never had before. The Larrikin Bottle and Bond, the Found North Helldiver, and then Kings County Emperor Rye. So it's going to be fun exploring a whole bunch of new things. So thank you, Doug, and we'll be thanking you more as the show goes on. So thank you for joining today, whiskey friends. Let's kick off the show. Now, with the Bardstown, just to get that one out of the way, they are still available on Sealbox. So if you have a bottle of tater cakes in your hands or on the way, when you get it, if you like it, please help spread the word of mouth out there. We really want those bottles to stay in this community rather than to just go out to people that don't know what it means or who we are. So please help us get the word of mouth out there. And I heard a couple people have already kind of double dipped since they got their bottles in. And you know what? Everyone's getting their bottles in. I haven't gotten my cases in. So let's pull on the rest of the panel here. First, let's start with Darrell. Darrell, say hi to everybody, and how you doing today, buddy?
Almost started talking with it muted. But what's going on, everybody? Welcome to another Wednesday, man. I'm doing all right. You know, life's a little crazy at the moment, but rolling with the punches. So can't really complain on my end, and I just gotta take it day by day. That's all it is.
Day by day, and we'll have a little bit of an hour here.
Yeah, that's good. It's a nice little breakaway from reality for a bit. Take my mind off some stuff. Hang out with you cool ass people.
All right. And Ed, thank you so much. We will get this party started to have a good time tonight, buddy. All right. Well, let's bring on Kelsey. Kelsey, how you doing, buddy? That didn't work.
There he is.
There you go. I was like, do I need to push the button?
I clicked it and I was like, nothing happened.
Man, I'm doing good. It's hot as balls out right now everywhere, and it's going to be that way for the next 2 weeks. I think they're calling it the heat dome. And then Mr. Wonderful there, Ed Williams, who's an awesome guy, loves to razz me about how cool it is where he lives. Like, it's 72 degrees. I'm like, just shut up. I don't even want to hear that. So, but no, man, I'm doing good. I'm excited about the Old Dom pick. I got the guys to taste it on Monday night. They were all excited about it and what's going on. And so I got to taste the original sample against it too. So we'll talk about that later, but I'm super excited about it. So this is what the bottle looks like, by the way. So there we go. Better.
I can't figure it out though. So we sent Clark the picture, and for some reason, his printing service takes the Glen out of the middle of our logo, and I don't correct it because I just think it's hilarious. But I don't know why that element of it always disappears.
Oh, the middle Glen?
Yeah, and it's even got the cityscape, like it literally just erased the Glen. Here, I'll zoom in so everybody can see what we're saying. If you actually look at the fueling station, it's the exact same way. and I was curious if it was going to happen again. Oh, wait. Did I full screen me or did I full screen the whole
You full screen you. You're good.
I did full screen me. Okay.
Yeah.
It's weird how StreamYard did that. That's new. But yeah, look at that. The whole middle Glenn's there. That'll help. The whole middle Glenn just disappears on the sticker. And it did it the same way on the fueling station. Just if you guys never noticed that little detail.
That's funny.
So I don't know.
Are we going to get a bigger sticker this time instead of the one that the size of my pinky?
What are you referring to here? Size of your pinky? Which bottle? What do you mean? That's the size of a baseball card. That is perfectly proportioned. Also, they were on sale for 2.5 inches.
I got you. No, it's all good. Somebody was asking me that. So, Mark B, what's up, buddy? We were just talking about you double dipping on the tater cake. So share it, get other people involved in it as much as you can, guys. And we appreciate all the support as always. By the way, Jeff, I really enjoyed the video this past week that you did. And I hope everybody, I got one comment from a friend of mine who watched the pairing for the cigar. So I'm going to be doing more of that. Preview coming up is we're going to do one familiar one, which is on every shelf, and then maybe one that's not so familiar.
Yeah, a little old Kirk.
In 1920 is not on my shelf.
Should be. It should be. It's
It
not
should.
on your shelf.
I've had it at one point. That's the higher proof one, right? I always mix them up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the higher proof one. So those will be coming up along with some other ones that I already previously recorded. So those are going to be fun. Please give me some feedback, guys and gals, so that if it's something that interests you guys, I can kind of go a little bit more in depth. I also don't want to go so nerdy on it that people don't know what the F I'm talking about. So give me some feedback. I appreciate it. Let's get into this. Old Dom.
Well, let's say hi to some people before we get too far.
Let's do that first as well.
We've really just jumped in. Yeah.
Kelsey's like, screw everybody. I want my old dime.
I really want to drink this old Dom.
Whiskey, man.
I don't blame you, but we'll get into that.
Let's see. Whoa. JG is first today. JG, cheers, buddy. Joey B was here right after, and Top Dog is third, so you're last. You're not first, you're last tonight. Ed was in here early. Sugar Kitty as well. Randall Erickson, cheers to you, buddy. Tim Cornet is here as well. Why can't I select him? There we go. Tim Cornet is in here as well. Sorry about that. Top Jimmy is here. My favorite Turk is already in here. Katie, cheers to you. And Emily. And my main man, Jason, the Norseman, is in here. Skull. Cheers, buddy. Let's see. World's Worst Bourbon Channel. Gary, good to see you, buddy.
Mm-hmm.
We have some stuff to ask you, so don't let us forget to do that later on via text or something else. However, Jeff wants to do that.
Yeah.
Let's see. Katie is in here. I already said that. Everybody's talking to each other. There's Miss Black. Cheers, Dana. I want some Pound North.
All right, I'll save you some of this one, Dana.
Is this
Bourbon Jerk? Tom is in here. Good to see you, buddy. Oh, goodness. Let's see who else. Douglas himself is in here. Doug, thank you so much for the wonderful gifts and packages that you've sent us so far, but especially this last one. I'm excited to talk about the Glen that you gave us as well. It was very, very, very nice. Thank you so much for that. We very much appreciate it. Let's see who else is in here. Josh Fritz. Cheers to you, Josh. Good to see you in here as well. We already said Mark B. Cheers to you, buddy. David Smith is here.
Mark B, as you said, man, just keep moving. I saw your post earlier on Facebook, man. That's all it's about. I'm trying to get that 13,000 steps per day average, just like you are.
Connoisseur Cigar, Eric. Cheers, man. Good to see you in here. Gandy Road is in here. Cheers to you guys. Major Zero. Cheers, buddy. Haven't seen you in a while. It's good to have you in here. I see your Instagram post all the time because I am a coffee nerd, and so every time you post about coffee. I'm like, what is he drinking? What is he smoking? If he's smoking a cigar. So
And he'll
cheers.
be into our first segment here too.
Yeah. Let's go on to that. I think we caught up, buddy. So
All right. Well, thank you, everybody. And thank you for the super chats, Mark and Ed. We aren't going to do a giveaway here today, just like last week, but I'll carry those forward to the next time that we do so that you got the credit for those. So thank you very, very much. In general, though, would love all the activity and participation. That was what I was looking for with the barrel picks. So when it comes to the Bardstown and when it comes to the old Dom coming up that we will talk about now, but that'll be the focus of everything. So, and let's get into old Dominic. So I'll pull up this bottle here again. So we'll go solo layout. For some reason, StreamYard does this full screen thing now. It's really throwing me off. So what we got here is old Dominic's own distillate here. So the Huling station that we did last year, that was MGP. This is theirs. But it is the same mash bill as they did with the MGP, and the contract distilled from MGP. So this is 52% corn, 44% rye, 4% malted barley, 7 years old, and 122.57 proof. So those are the stats on this single barrel. And I can pull up the sticker here. It is a collab pick called the High Rye Drifter. This is the sticker that should be coming with everyone's bottles. And this is the collab pick between us, Dusty Dan, Drifting Drams, and Bourbon of the Week. So if you saw the matchups on Monday over on Dusty Dan, when Chris was on, he was getting into this, and I know he's in love with it too, but you'll hear how much we're in love with it here for the next 10 minutes.
was he as nervous as you were that we got the wrong barrel?
He was, because it was his sample number one. That was the thing. So him and I had the suspicions there that his lineup was a little different than ours. So old Dom had to send us multiple sample packs because in transit they kept getting just leaking.
Yeah, leaking.
Busted and leaking. Yeah. So they sent it over again, but we kind of had suspicions that maybe his order was different than ours as we were going through our tasting notes. So everybody was really, really happy. We were all on the same page.
Cheers, Dusty.
So there is the sticker there with our friend Kelsey Eastwood representing. And then, let's see, I'll remove that. So next Wednesday will be the launch date for that. So on Monday, Dusty Dan will lead off his program too. So you can hear from Dusty on what he thinks of this as well. And the price on it, I believe, is $65. So very good price for a 7-year cast strength single barrel.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Any other details before we just get into it, guys?
I don't know if we've heard from Jay if they're going to do a certain amount. Like if you order 2 or 3 bottles, you get free shipping or discount or anything. Have we talked yet to him?
We'll follow up with SharePoint, see if there's anything we can do there. If they got any deals going on, we'll advertise that as well. And this will be going through SharePoint. So the Bardstown is over there on Sealbox. The old Dom is going to be on SharePoint.
Yep. No, man, I'm excited to get into this thing with everybody. I don't think we've all had it together since we picked it, right?
We haven't. And
a little low over there.
Now, I did have people over the weekend, and they tried it, but this is still 70% my doing. Our picks are not good for me, man. I'm telling you what. When we get one of these things in, I get so excited. I crack it open on the first night. I get to know it, but then I just get addicted to it until we finally get to talk about it here. But yeah, I don't attack bottles like I do our picks, and that's probably not a good thing, but it is really enjoyable.
Yeah, we try to keep it the same as what you're seeing on the shelves as much as we can, or below if we have the chance to do that. So just to reiterate to everybody, in case you didn't know or hadn't been around the channel a lot, we aren't making any money on these picks. We're not charging more and taking money for the next pick. We're just trying to get good whiskey out to you guys at a reasonable price so that you guys can enjoy it with us. That's all. So Old Dom's been great to work with. Their price points are really great, so they're putting out great products. So,
Oh yeah. And we got John here. You guys are doing too many picks. Can't keep up with them all. I know. We feel it too, John. It's honestly a matter of when you pick things back in April, February, and June, and then somehow they all hit at the same time.
Yeah, we try to spread them out
as much as we can.
Yeah. Some of the upcoming stuff, man, like this last half of the year with, some of these recent picks and what's upcoming now, man, some really good stuff. I'm really excited about that walleye run. Freaking New Holland's rye is just like killer, man. Tropical bombs, like good stuff. Copper and cast, even though it's a short barrel, that's like crazy barrel. Then some stuff in the works, man. I'm pretty excited. Rest of the half of this year.
Glad you're enjoying tater cakes. And if guys don't remember the story about this because it's stuck in my brain, I have to get in somebody else's. When they were doing this pick, they were going to the pick, I think is the story, and they went to McDonald's, and there was some crazy guy saying, "Where's my tater cakes?" Right? So if you go to McDonald's, ask for some tater cakes. Just see what happens. It'll be fun. Top Jimmy, thank you so much. Smash the like button and subscribe. We appreciate that, Top Jimmy, very much. Here's the thing, guys. I will say, when we picked this one, it was very interesting project because we really wanted to go on site again because the on-site experience at Old Dom is so great. If you get a chance just to go to the distillery, you're going to get a chance to eat some really great fried chicken across the street. You're going to get some great cocktails at the bar, and you can get a tour. It's really, really cool place, and it's in a place in Memphis that's okay to be around at night. I'll just say it that way. It's not in a bad part of town, which is kind of scary when you're in Memphis sometimes. So,
where's that? Like where Blue Note is?
Yes, Blue Note is out in the ghetto.
Yeah,
Jimmy, thank you so much. Smash that like, everybody.
Appreciate it.
So let's talk a little bit about what you guys got first impression wise when you got the bottle. I know Jeff drank through a lot of it, so
I want to hear this guy wax poetic on this thing because
you guys,
I know he was.
That and I had one word and I said deliciousness. Like when we first chose this pick, and shit you not, like if you guys want to go back and look, like freaking my eyes lit up, and I think this was sample 3, I believe, because I think they progressively go. Oh, 2. Okay, I just remember them progressively just getting like better. I was like, oh god. But it was unanimous for us, right? Like, well,
yeah.
Like
everybody on screen, it was unanimous. And then when Dan, got his text thread, and he was like, "Well, 2's a monster," and then he just never looked back.
Yeah.
And what's funny is we were waiting on Dan to try to do it, and it was finally like, let's just go ahead and pick it, and he'll taste through it, and I guarantee he's going to pick the same one. But that's what happened. As he said, I just got my bottle Old Dom, and this is freaking incredible. I'm so glad you're liking it, buddy. Go ahead, Darrell. Before I go to mine.
Yeah, like I'm never one to like pull like crazy notes, but for me, like up front on the nose, like the nose and the palate kind of follow suit. Sometimes you'll get like heavy oak influence on the nose and not really translate on the palate, but like nose translates pretty nicely. For me, it's bright, like it's not really dark. You do get some of that barrel char, like you could tell it's not like a 4-year-old whiskey, but it doesn't come across as like a 10-year-old by any means either. But I think that 7-year, like 8-year range for them is like, granted, I don't know, maybe 10-year could be stellar, but this is just like a happy point, like a nice, oh God, like, yeah, just citrus up front, bright. I still get like that bright apple. Like I got that on this and on the Bardstown, but it's not really like dark. You're not getting hints of like, super like oak or chocolate or any of that. It's just like literally all the bright stuff out there, minus like oranges and like true citrus like that. But
dude, no, I'm with you. I think the notes that I sent to Jeff on the nose was a sweetened honey, like a real sweet, like fresh honey with citrus, like strong citrus notes, and apricot is what stuck out to me as the fruit, because it's not really an orange and it's not really an apple. For me, that's kind of the combination of the two on the nose. But I agree with the red. Like, so if you guys got the first Old Dom, our first Old Dom was that flavor profile of Kelvin, which is going to have a darker profile to it. This is more bright. It's a little bit more. If you guys have had some of the newer MGP, I think Jeff would probably agree with me on this. This is that newer appley, citrusy, bright, forward MGP profile that you might have tasted MGP wise, even though this is their own distillate. But it kind of comes across like that. On the palate, though, the things that hit me were really sweet up front. Fruit is really, like Dusty said, it's really syrupy, sweet. And then the thing that stays on your palate the longest is the rye spice. And you know you are drinking a 44% rye. I think that's the other part that makes it really bright and forward, is that high rye content. So those are the things that I kind of wrote down as my notes. Jeff, what do you got, buddy?
I get the syrupiness on the nose and on the palate, as you were saying. I wrote down maple syrup. I know, I believe Katie did as well on hers. We lock in more on the fruit side. There's a whole spectrum there. I tend to lock in more on what I'm interpreting as berries and raspberry. And then I wonder if you guys get this. There's a slight soft nut to it, almost a pecan. Like, I get the maples and the pecan at the same time. It could be the barrel char, but I kind of get this pecan dust, gosh, my words today, crushed pecans, but with that maple syrup.
I get that on the nose. It's kind of like when you're eating, and maybe this won't be for everybody, but when you eat a pecan and you chew it up and there's still some of the pecan like left in your teeth or in your side of your jaw, that's the kind of things that I'm smelling and tasting. The thing that I was saying about apricot, and I had an older sister, so for those that don't know what I'm talking about, little girls used to play with strawberry shortcake dolls, and they used to smell, and one was strawberry and one was apricot. And this is what reminds me of that little bitty apricot like smelled doll. It's kind of like it's not synthetic and it's not like medicinal, but it's just faint. It's not super like forward in the profile.
This will drop next week, Tony. So next Wednesday is going to be the launch date, I believe. But we'll send messages out on Patreon here. We're getting all of our ducks in a row here behind the scenes. But Dan just got his bottle today, so Dan will be talking. That's why he's cracking it open while he's in chat here.
But I like the brightness of this one compared to our last one. It's really different, even though the mash bill's the same and it's almost the same age. Hey, how are you, Navia?
I'm saying, how are you?
Hi.
Hi.
All around, she may have a fracture. We got a call back from the doctor.
Oh no.
Yeah, they call it. What did my wife say? Something to fracture potentially. Like, we got to go back in there. She's got a splint on, which she's trying to show you on her foot right now.
Oh, careful!
Oh, careful!
Telling you, it rains, it pours, man. One thing after another. But she got to wait after 10 days.
Man.
We'll go back to the doctor to see if it's indeed a break. Hopefully, it's not. But yeah. Doing all right.
I will say that the barrel char notes on this one is way different too. That's the other thing. The profile of the oak is it's there, don't get me wrong, but like Darrell said, it's not that darker profile where it drinks, older than it is. Like that older, the MGP one that we had before drank older than what it was. It drank like a 10-year-old.
The human.
Yeah.
Yeah. That had more of that like funky sweet oak, but like some nice richness to it. This is just like the opposite on the nose, like completely just bright, like literally no dark notes for me. Like,
gosh,
and I contribute dark notes to, like heavy sweet oak, like leather, tobacco, some of those notes. And this is just on the bright, citrusy, spicy punch, like spectrum for me.
The oak hits me in mid palate. What about you, Jeff?
Oh, mid palate into the finish.
Yeah.
Like that's the thing that even lingers as well. And when we call it the oak, I know we're trying to describe it. And Clark talked about this a little bit with the humidity that they get and the unique weather in Memphis. Like it does different things to the whiskey. And he said that while we were doing the tasting. And I feel that on the finish. Like the oak it's a darkness. I mean, it comes across older than 7 years to me, but there's just this heft to it. And it just kind of sits there and it's like real soothing too. But it's almost a sensation more than a tasting note too.
I will say that the finish is long, but it's more of it's a sweeter finish. Like I know we were talking about the wheater of the Evernorth. Like that thing has a finish and it's like a strong, like finish that just stays with you. This is more like a sweeter, rounder, softer finish, but it stays there as well. It's very oily. It coats your mouth very well.
Oh yeah. I mean, the oiliness on this thing, like this glass is destroyed, everybody. I mean, look at that. It's just from up down, it's just streaking and stretch marks, according to Ethan. But the other thing on this one too that has been throwing me off, and I recorded a video on this one to post next week or the week after, and like there was like halfway through the tasting, I was just like taken aback at some point, and I just like lost the track. I don't even know what I was saying anymore because I was just like, oh my gosh, this is good. And you're gonna, if you watch the video, if I do post it or if I choose to re-record it, you'll see the moment where I just like go off the rails and just keep talking. And at one point I compared it to the Huling Station. I like it. So this was the weird part, and I guess this is a spoiler on the video. The Huling Station won our MGP blind that we did like 4 or 5 months ago. We blinded all those MGPs, and that won it for me. I compared this head to head with the Huling Station, and this crushes it with its complexity, its depth, and its heft. Like it just like boxes it out like trying to go head to head with Shaq or something. Like it just boxes out the whole court. Like I couldn't believe it. So that threw me off in that video too. So I'll post it so everyone can just see me.
I got in here a little early, so I tried to watch some of it, and watching that unedited video is actually
you should not watch my unedited videos anymore in the style that I'm doing it.
I was like, thank God I'm not the only one that feels like an idiot when I record my stuff. But it was fun. That's interesting though that you thought the other one was this one beat the last one. So I will say, if you let this sit in your glass, the more air this thing gets, the syrupy and sweeter it gets too. I let this sit overnight. I usually do that on a new bottle just to see what air does to it. And when I woke up the next morning and went back to it, it was so much more sweet and syrupy type of a flavor to it. So,
and I think that's what happened in the middle of that video, Kelsey, because I poured it. And then I got everything ready. And then, it just took a little bit to get momentum. And then by the time I got to the glass, I was just like, oh, wait, what just happened to this thing? Like it transformed on me. It like some things went over the top. I was in love. And we're going to put this to the test. So we're going to do the tournament of picks here, and we got to get everything started. This will be the last bottle in there. So we'll cut it off at the Old Dom, and anything that comes after Old Dom can be in next year's tournament. But I am very curious about this one now in the blind flight and everything. When we do our score sheet, the way that we do, this scores the highest of any bourbon. And I think it's just due to the depth and the complexity of it. But
it's really surprising to me, the difference when I did side by side of our sample that we picked from to the bottle. You can tell the backbone and everything's the same. It's the right barrel.
Yeah.
But this is so much sweeter and richer. So that, what was it, 3 months, I think, extra that it stayed in the barrel?
3.5. Yeah, it just depends on when they
really helped this. And that's one of the things that the guys noticed too. They got a little taste of it and they were saying, wow, this is so much better than the sample was. So
yeah.
I think as this gets more air in your bottle, it's just going to get better and better and better. So,
Darrell, final thoughts?
Let me unmute. I got a little loud a second ago. Dude, like, I dig it. I think I said maybe a couple weeks I couldn't wait for this to come in because from the tasting when we were selecting this, I was like, oh, this is one of the top 5 picks that I think we've done to date. And I kind of probably still think that. And like, I'm curious how it fares when we start kind of really doing it blind. But that was one of my, like, during the selection, I was like, holy shit, like, this is freaking ridiculous. And we kind of had that same impression when we first tasted the regular cash strength after our healing station. We was like, oh shit, like, this is almost as good as that, if not, like, you know. So yeah, I was really excited when, you know, we found out we were going to do this, but I wasn't expecting it to be as good as it is. And like, I'm not just saying that, guys, because we picked it. Like, it's really, really good whiskey, which pretty much everybody that's had it so far could agree. So, but yeah, man, it's good. Get it while it lasts.
If you get in on this one, and this is your first Old Dom, like, we will be introducing the brand proper to you, and I guess that's
absolutely
the best thing I could say about it. Like, we'll be proud that this is your first introduction to it. If this is your first introduction, to it.
I think it's just going to do nothing but get better as they age. If they let them go long, if they let their single barrels go longer, you know, I think it's just going to get even more depth. I think that they'll probably cap out around 10. I don't think that they should let them go unless it's a special release after 10, to be honest with you, just because I think it will have too much oak.
Good. That humidity and that we're talking about here, that heft that you feel, I could see that.
So we'll see, but I'm anxious to also, they're also putting out some single barrel wheat whiskeys as well, that I'm really excited about the potential of in a couple of years. The base is really, really good, but with wheat, there's something about wheated, whether it's a wheated bourbon or a wheat whiskey, it needs more time typically than your bourbon or your rye, especially. It just needs more time to age and get a little bit richer and a little bit less astringent when it's all wheat. So that's something to look out for as well. So
one other comment, and then we'll transition over here to the samples that Doug gave us. One other thing I saw today, it did disappoint me, but we know this is happening around the industry, but man, we got to let it not happen to the brands that are beloved. So that's why we talk about these things too, in the way that we talk about them. But the only Old Dom that has ever come in my neck of the woods in Northern Kentucky was at Party Source, but they only brought in the 85 proof Tennessee whiskey. That's the only bottle, the only SKU that they brought in. And they had it discounted today to $15. And that pretty much signals to me that they're not going to bring more Old Dom in. And I'm just like, no, you brought the wrong one in. Bring the cast strength in. I would have bought a bunch of them. Like, that drives me nuts. But I don't want to see that, you know, in that constriction, that somehow a brand like Old Dom gets caught up in that. Like, that drives me nuts. So get word out there for the brands that you love. That's the best thing that we can do in the state of the industry and where we are.
Cheers, Hawk. What's up, buddy?
What's up, buddy?
Cheers, buddy.
I'm so looking forward to our meetup in October with you guys. That's going to be so much fun.
You guys want to move on to one of these?
Let's go into it here. Be sure to get a good rinse out, guys. After that oily Old Dom, I'm still worried about. I'm gonna pour the Larrikin because it's 100 proof.
All right, sounds like a plan.
So cheers to our good friend Doug, GTS Mustang, in chat sometimes, depending on what screen name he's using. But he gave us a wonderful sample pack, which enables us to explore new things together, which isn't something that can always happen very often. And then he also included a awesome Glen in there. So this is a U.S. Army Glen that he dedicated to his father, who fought in World War II. So thank you so much for this, Doug, and thank you for the Glen. This will be cherished and thank you to all the veterans and everybody currently serving out there as well.
And I do think we're going to be doing a project next year regarding veterans and people that are serving. So keep watch for that as more details to follow, because we really, really appreciate all of those who have served and are serving. Darrell's one of those. So there's some scars that you can't see of the guys that have served. And so we want to honor them. So that's a new project coming up next year in the works.
So
Ooh, that's definitely different on the nose. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, it is
with this one. While I pull this up too, I mean, we met Greg, Darrell. I mean, you remember that, right? Like we had dinner with Greg back when it was still Lawrenceburg.
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember
still have
us
his
off of that.
card in my wallet that he gave me.
Yeah, like your wallet still just hanging on to it for
Dude, like I tucked it away.
emergency purposes.
Honestly, a couple months ago, I was going through and I was like, oh, Lawrenceburg, I had seen it, but I might have pulled it out, but it was in there as of a couple months ago.
So this is what we are drinking, everybody. So this is the Larrikin Bottle and Bond, 8 years, 100 proof. And as we look at this here, it is a 21% rye mash bill. A lot of the times he sources from MGP, but I don't think this one is. But I don't know quite the source on this one. If anyone in chat can help me out there, it does say veteran distilled. So I wonder if it is his and they're just using that 21% rye mash bill.
Cheers, Lance. Good to see you in here, buddy.
I was told the 8-year cash strength was their stuff, I believe. So I think this bottle and bond may be theirs as well.
Oh, that gave me like that gave me a note right off the bat. That was like a childhood note. So we used to have not now and laters. Oh, Jolly Ranchers.
Jolly Ranchers.
Grape or the fruit punch. Like I'm somewhere in between there on the
Ooh,
nose.
I can see that.
But
definitely the fruit punch side of it for me.
I got this memory that just rushed in my head off that nose, which is funny that bourbon can do that every now and then. We used to have like a radiator in our classroom in grade school, and we used to put those on the radiator and melt those things down a little bit. I'm sure the janitor loved us in retrospect, but we thought it was the best thing.
Oh, geez.
This actually drinks pretty nice for 100 proof. Like, that first sip was kind of impressive. I like
that. I totally agree with you on that. I've never tried any of their stuff. I've heard about it. I've heard Marty talk about it. I've heard Tom talk about it, I think. And so this is my first experience with it. The nose is very pleasant. It's very muted to some degree compared to what we were just smelling, you know. It's very light. Let me just say it that way. I don't want to say muted, but it is very light nose.
Yeah, it's not like super multi-noted, right, on a nose, but like it's just that like traditional whiskey. You know, it's like you got a little bit of that spice, a little bit of ethanol, a little bit of oak. Like it's a little bit of a couple things, but not like a good amount of anything, if that makes any sense. But the flavor
is very approachable. Very, very, very approachable for anybody that gets a chance to taste it. For an 8-year product at 100 proof, I don't know what the price point on these. Does anybody know?
Oh, this is 8 years too?
Yeah, this is the 8-year. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, because the other one was the 8-year cash strength version, that single barrel or whatever. Okay, I thought this was 4 years.
I think it's close to 70. Let me check. 90. This would actually be 90.
Okay. So, I mean, it's in the relative, of a 8-9 year bourbon. Coming from a smaller distillery, that's actually a really good price, being that craft distillers probably have to go a little bit higher on their stuff. This doesn't smell like hot still to me, though. I mean, it smells like it smells like a column still. I don't get any type of crafty notes on it.
Yeah.
No, not
I'm the
all.
same. And yeah, they're probably mimicking that MGP mash bill, because this doesn't come across as MGP to me. Like I'm pretty sure somebody did tell me that the single barrel was their own stuff, so I imagine this is too. But yeah, 75, 21, 4.
Yeah.
I will say it does better on a bigger sip than a smaller sip. So if you take a bigger sip of it, I think you'll get a better experience from it. It's just more concentrated.
Really good.
It gets more of the, I think, of the flavor of the whiskey in regards to what it's offering.
Who can put it in the basement?
Yeah, honey, fruit.
Why?
Nice barrel influence on the finish too. I like this a lot.
I do
actually.
too. It reminds me of like the good, and I will say good, 4 to 5 year old MGP single barrels that were coming out just a few years ago, maybe 2 years ago. It's kind of got that brighter type of note to it, but it's got a lot of, if you take a bigger sip, it's got a lot of things going for it I really enjoy.
Deceptive for 21% rye. I don't get a whole lot of spice or rye on it. I'm just getting mainly, not even overly sweet though, per se. I guess the honey's there, but I'm trying to narrow in on what I want to call these fruits other than the fruit punch I said earlier.
I get more of the oak and a little bit of like on the exhale when you blow out is like that graham cracker note. It's not when I taste it, but like on the finish of that oak is that little bit of graham cracker note that sticks around. But for 100 proof, the finish is actually pretty decent. It's not long, but for 100 proof, it actually provides you with a lot that sticks around.
Yeah, the flavors stick. Like the finish kind of fades off, fairly quick. But it is 100 proof. But the flavor, like even right now, the flavor's still there, which I kind of tie that into a finish. You know what I mean? Like if it had no finish whatsoever, the flavors and the actual bite would be gone. Like the flavor lingers, which I don't mind at all.
No, I don't. I really like that.
I do too.
I'm wondering at what their reason for doing it at 8 years as opposed to like a 4 to 5 years was. Maybe it just wasn't developed enough. I don't know. But
we tasted. What did we taste, Jeff? Because that was 3 years ago now, or 2.
It was
a cash version.
It might have been 3. Back when it was still Lawrenceburg. But I thought I don't think that was theirs. I thought I think he was bringing in those barrels. No, it wasn't MGP. We'll have to ask some questions. We'll have to reach out to Greg and ask some questions here.
Because I know it was fairly young.
That's really good.
It was like 4 years old at that time, whatever we had, because I remember Perry talking about it.
This makes me even more excited for this single barrel here that Doug gave us.
I think
put that to the side, but geez.
Actually, I won't sway you guys anyway. I'll let you guys, because I did dive into that one.
Of course you did.
On stream. Just a couple samples. Look, I barely took any.
You are, Jeff. He's worse than you are now.
I only had a tiny bit of that.
He was playing his dropper
usually
game.
It's Jeff that can't keep his hands off of bottles and samples whenever he gets them.
I dove into this thinking it was the regular 17-year Penelope that came out this year, and this was a single barrel. Yeah, I didn't know that. Yep. And I was like, oh, that's why I saved it. I was like, oh shit, I thought I was drinking.
Man.
Let's move on to the Found North. I'm interested. So this is a 17-year-old Canadian whiskey that came out at cask strength at 112.4. So
I'll pour half of it so Dana doesn't kill me here.
Make sure you save her some.
Yep.
Let's save some of these and shoot some reviews on, man. Got another Kings County in here. 2 souls.
Yeah, definitely comes in handy for that. So then for the Helldiver, with this one, I know it's a lottery. I know Adam always gets frustrated when he doesn't win those said lotteries, as does Katie. And then I think Dan had his hands on this, but maybe this was the one where Dan was saying it tasted different. There was a bottle recently where he was like, oh, that doesn't taste like my media sample. So here's some stats on this one. 6,200 bottles. Ages were between 17 to 24 years, and then finished in sherry, cognac, and new oak barrels. So you got a double oaked aspect to that as well.
This is sherry cognac?
Yeah. And then 86% corn is the mash bill here. 13% rye. So that's interesting.
Dude, this straight up tastes like a freaking butterscotch on the nose. Or not taste, but it smells like a straight up butterscotch candy.
It smells like a butterscotch.
Yeah. I haven't tasted it, but my gosh, that's like my mom and dad used to carry those little butterscotches with them during church and stuff. And,
Yeah.
and that's what this smells like. Holy crap.
There's a subtle grape underlying it, but I don't think I would have thought it was cognac finished. So I wonder what the proportions are on that.
I didn't know that it was finished. Like it's very syrupy and sweet on the nose, but I would never guess that it was finished.
I wouldn't have thought rye either.
Even the sherry influence.
It's 17-year rye, not 17-year light whiskey.
No. 86% corn on the mash bill.
Oh, so it's like almost like a light whiskey. Okay.
Yeah.
So I was going to
It's
say,
like
this doesn't know like rye. I thought one of you said 17-year rye. Sorry.
No, 17-year. Maybe I said rye on accident just because it was found north or Canadian. But no, 17-year, 24-year barrels.
17 to 24-year-old, but 86% corn.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
14 what? Malted barley? Or
13 rye, 1% malted barley.
13 rye.
And none of us have ever had this before, just to be clear.
Mm-hmm.
If you can't tell by our educating each other.
Well, that falls off fast on the palate. Like it's sweet and then it falls right off. That's interesting.
I get the sherry, the cognac's hiding.
Oh.
But yeah, like you said, Kelsey, like right now, that
It just-
100 proof bottled and bond Larkin has a better mouthfeel for me.
That's what I'm thinking too.
Yeah, man.
Oh,
That's
Canadian
really-
Chris, you came in at the wrong time because we're liking the Australians whiskey over this Canadian whiskey.
Yeah, it's not. Don't get me wrong. It's pleasant. It's sweet up front, but man, it just compared to what we just excuse me. Comparatively to what we just tasted. Sorry, I got something in my throat. It falls off very quickly.
Yeah, nice flavor, but yeah, that finish dissipates. The flavor retention's not there. Like it tastes good, but it leaves you wanting more. So it's a whiskey that you'll probably crush right at that proof point because those flavors kind of go away a little quick, and you kind of want to get a little bit more. So you'll find yourself sipping it more often. But it's not bad. I just kind of wish it sat a bit more.
Actually, it drinks way below its proof too. Like to me, this drinks like right at 100, whereas the one we tasted before probably tasted more like the 112 that this is supposed to be. You know,
It's delicate and the highlights the finishing casks. I'm really trying to concentrate on it and find the underlying whiskey and what I want to say about the whiskey itself. But I just keep coming back to kind of just I like the sherry at the end on the finish. You don't really feel the age, but it's probably initially aged in used barrels anyway. So that 17 to 24 year feels a little different. I am on the same page with Darrell, though. I fundamentally liked our first sample with the Larrikin better than the Helldiver here. So that's very surprising.
I think if this was like a 125, 130 proof with the flavor that's present, I think it would have been killer. I just think it just loses too much.
Yeah, agreed.
On the mid and on the finish.
Yeah.
Like I enjoy it. Like it's great flavor. It just leaves you wanting more. So like I'm taking additional sips, to get that flavor back versus it just kind of just sitting there.
Does it say PX or
it was PX? It was PX.
Yeah, I was gonna say it seems pretty sweet. That's why it made me think.
Yeah, I don't get the cognac at all. Like I can see sherry all day. It's not heavy, but it's there on the nose and there on the palate. But it seems like it might have been like a second use, like sherry barrel or something. It's not a big influence on there, or maybe it just wasn't aged long in it.
This is one to sip on its own. Like I don't think one would ever do well in flight, but I feel like it would be better served to just be enjoyed on its own in some relaxing environment. But yeah, it didn't work for me here tonight.
I want to try it against. Now I know this will kill it as far as the proof goes, but
don't do that.
That's
not even fair.
Yeah.
Oh, geez.
All right. Well, I promised the rest to Dana here, so I'll not keep my promise, and I will drink that later.
He's probably going to dig that, though. You know,
She
it's not
probably
crazy.
will. She probably will. Gosh. I am surprised though. Like I'm kind of taken aback by I was really excited for it. So maybe that underserved
The
it as well.
expectation was a little bit more than what you got, right?
What I got on that one, yeah. I feel like Dan might have said the same thing, but I try to.
I thought he liked
sometimes
that for some reason because I thought he tried to get a bottle immediately after having his sample. Like I think I
Maybe.
heard like only good things about that, which is kind of crazy.
He tried a sample and he tried the real bottle, but I don't know which one he liked better in retrospect. But he was like, those don't taste the same, and he was driving
I was
them
going to
nuts.
say, if you drink it with anything else or beside anything else, you're going to have a totally different experience, because I think that by itself would be perfectly enjoyable, but compared to that bottle and bond that we had, and I just tried it against that light whiskey that we picked, and dude, it's not.
Why would you do that?
It's not even in the same round, dude.
It's not supposed to be.
Yeah.
All right, I poured a little bit of this King's County. This is dark. It's only a 4-year-old too, but I've never had a rye from Kings County, so I'm pretty
barrel strength Empire Rye, and it's batched in 4 years old. This smells way older than 4 years.
Does it?
So this would be $100 for a 750. So I'm glad they had that label there because you sometimes don't know with Kings County.
Dark. It is very dark.
So this is 80% New York grown Danko rye. Not familiar with the term Danko. 20% English barley malt. Aged at least 4 years.
Okay, so it could be a little bit older.
So it could have a blend of things, but the youngest is 4 years. I don't think their stuff always gets that old.
Ooh.
Those are noises.
I think it has that pot still note, Jeff. I don't know.
It is pot still. I saw that in the website.
I dig that note because it's like berries, like dark berries for me.
Well, and it's super sweet. Like it's a sweet smell to me. Like it doesn't come across like metallic to me, like Jeff gets.
Like this one's not bad for that.
I do get the craftiness.
This is nothing like that dang old stubborn. Man, that old stubborn.
This doesn't. You get a little bit of the craftiness of that pot still. Yeah, but it's a sweet. It's a sweetened version of it. Like if it had sugar attached to it, I guess is the best way I can describe it.
This nose is nice though.
Yeah, it's very nice.
Yeah, I wouldn't think this would be a tricky one, like a fun one to throw in like a blind for like a competition, because I wouldn't think 4 years at all. You look at the color first, then you'd be like, what the heck?
Darrell, do you get the same Balcones prune? Oh, not prune. Balcones fig note on this? He's talking to somebody.
Sorry. Nah, maybe was asking me about food. Balcones what?
The Balcones fig whiskey.
Do I get what on it? Like
that
a similar note
on this?
I mean,
yeah,
I get the whole fig Newton.
Yeah,
like, I get the crust of that fig Newton and the inside of that fig.
That's
Newton.
what this reminds me of. Is that fig whiskey that cast strength pick that you sent us?
Yeah, the Rumble. Yeah, this does have hints of that. I can see that for sure. I haven't tasted it yet, but definitely on a nose.
Okay, so I can see. I was worried there that I couldn't get past the pot still for a bit, but yes, fig Newton is what pops in my mind, Kelsey. Oh, anything else? Help me see the forest through the trees. Anything else in the nose here?
No, but that's just like amplified by 100% when you taste it.
Oh, it's similar to that, man.
It's like liquid fig Newtons, dude.
It does have a slight coffee twinge or something at the tail end of the palate, but not off-putting. Almost kind of like what that Nocino did for me, Jeff. That watershed right at the back.
So it's kind of that waxy type of a walnut note that you're getting, I think. But it comes across to me like the bread part of the fig Newton on a fig Newton.
After tasting and going back, dude, that's all I get is like right out the freaking package, fig Newton. The little doughy part of it, then the inside filling. I will say the Rumble though has more of that. It's more potent too.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
dude, I like this.
I like it. I like it though.
It's very different, but I like it too because it's so for a rye. Like if you blinded this to somebody and you said, "Tell me what type this is," there's no way in hell that they would guess.
Yeah, you're not guessing rye.
No, not at all.
I don't even know if like it makes you second guess like whiskey too. Like you think it's like a crazy, and it's not finished, right?
No, it's not finished.
I would think this is finished all day.
So Canadian Chris looked
rye.
it up.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a Polish rye, which is interesting. So there was a Polish rye that stuck out to me. I think it might have been
Obtanium.
something bottled by Obtanium. Yes.
Yep.
But it came off more savory to me than any rye I've had before. And there's a little bit of that here too. Like the butteriness of that Fig Newton but we're not talking about spice. We're not talking about rye. So it must be that characteristic. I don't have enough experience with different Polish ryes, but every time I have one, it does stick in my head.
If you take a larger sip of this, it like totally amplifies all of those notes that you're getting at a small sip, in the sense of really getting that sweetness of the bread of the Fig Newton, like the softness and the breadiness of that comes out a lot more.
Yeah.
Which I really enjoy. And the finish on this thing is ridiculously long.
Dude, I took. Oh, go ahead. Sorry. Go ahead.
No, I'm good.
Oh, I took a second sip. As you were saying, take a bigger sip. I took a sip right before that. And I got the malt that we get off of our freaking walleye right at the mid. Like I took a decent sip and it's that walleye malted like berry note that I get all day on this, dude. I don't know if that's contributed to the pot still as well, but
it's 20% of the
malt,
barley, the English barley.
That probably plays into it too. But you get a lot of that malt right at the mid palate, which is nice. I like malt, but some that may rub the wrong way.
So here's a question.
Or was it Midwest?
Now these are all the Helldiver is probably the most expensive one. I don't know how much the Helldiver is. It's probably $150, I imagine, but I'm not sure on that. But the Larrikin and the Kings County are about the same price, within $10 of each other. Which one of these
Kings County
would you buy? So Kings County for Durrell.
I think it's just so different, which plays into it.
I agree with that, but I wouldn't go back to the Kings County. Like it would be a mood pour for me, whereas the Larrikin, I could drink that on a regular basis and be enjoyable and really enjoy that experience more often. Whereas the King County is great and it's a fun mood pour, but there's no way in hell I would go back to that more often than I would go to the Larrikin. So it would be one of those bottles that set on my shelf and like, oh crap, I forgot I had it type of things. So 160. So the Helldiver
makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm on the same exact take as you, Kelsey, for all the exact same reasons. If I had to buy one, it would be the Larrikin. And now I know that I'm going to try that single barrel, but I've been not pulling the trigger on a few places that have Larrikin around me just due to flow of events. But I've had one in my hand like 3 times. I think I'm going to pull the trigger next time now.
Yeah.
I think this really put me over the edge here, Doug, on that particular decision.
This is in Tennessee as well, correct? Larrikin or Larkin?
No, it's Kentucky. He's in Kentucky. He's in Lawrenceburg, Kentucky. I think I got that right. And then he changed the name from Lawrenceburg to Larrikin here in the last year and a half.
Gotcha.
I think you're right there, Richie Z. I think that 27-year, I think they did have a 27-year, but that's not the one I'm thinking of, though. It wasn't that old, I don't think.
No, the 27s were all like the high proof Canadians. I had the Polish one. It was like a 12, 13 year or something like that. And it was weird for me. I probably actually still have the bottle, to be honest. But yeah, the 27s came after. Down the street from Wild Turkey, Alpha Lawrenceburg.
It's right next door.
Larrikin.
Okay.
It's right next to the Wild Turkey.
There you go.
Me and Renee will.
Yeah, we gotta go see Greg now.
I agree. Guys, it's almost time to wrap it up. Everybody, thanks for joining with us. Make sure you guys keep an eye out for the Old Dom release on next Wednesday. And if speaking of the tater cakes, if you haven't got a second bottle, go buy one. You need it. There's 60 left, so make sure you go grab an extra for a friend. Share the link, have them go order it if you don't order it for them. Thank you guys for all the support. And next week we'll be talking more about the Old Dom as we release it, as well as Dusty will on Monday. So make sure you tune into his channel and get his take on what he's experiencing as well. Jeff, is there anything else we need to highlight?
No, but thank you, Vari. Enjoy that Dietrich. I actually got another batch, but that's a story for another time. With the Jason's back, so it's time to go head over to Jason. I believe he has the master distiller for Cedar Ridge on, and they got some of those picks coming out too, which I'm pretty excited about. The Quintessential, if I've got that pronounced right in my head. So go check out that, and I think he's got a whole bunch of other pours. And I'll also say that he finally reviewed the New Riff 10-year bourbon and rye, and he loved them. I'm glad he finally reviewed those dang things. Like someone else other than us has to talk about these things.
Yeah,
exactly.
All right, but go head over Jason's, and we'll catch you on the next Whiskey Wednesday.
See you, everybody.
cheers, gents and ladies.